Well, I think for any team that the strength has to be up front on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and the offensive line is, as I've said in the past, has to be and is a strength of this team, whether it's run blocking or providing the protection, 3-step or 5-step or 7-step drop, for our quarterbacks. And I think as well as the offensive line can play, then it helps the other guys, particularly the guy that's taking the snap. It'll help him play better. And I think just during the course of the game that it became evident that we could throw the ball on rhythm, timing, and also run the ball. And when you can do a couple different things, then you don't become one dimensional, and you can get the ball down the field. You can make those easy throws or those throws based on what coverages give you. Have an opportunity to exploit those things. And then when you can run with a young man like Kevin Parks and Perry Jones and Clifton Richardson, then that helps also. So that's what we have to be right now, this early in the season. And we'll continue to try to keep forging an identity as we go along here. The comment about protecting the quarterback with the type of throws and the game plan that Coach Laser and the offensive guys had early was important. It was important to protect the quarterback and give him an opportunity to make those throws that Michael was able to do. And we'll continue to keep trying to find opportunities to play as many players as we can, because as I said, with the 12 true freshmen and then the 10 redshirt freshmen, that they're learning and their opportunities now. It's on right now because it's during the season, and the season is going on. So made a commitment to play those guys, and so their learning process and their reps and their opportunities are going to have to be afforded during the next few games here. You have to be able to exert yourself. You have to be able to speak loud enough and clear enough, because we do a lot of checking at the line of scrimmage. So we do things that require the quarterbacks to speak up. So he may have a quiet demeanor off the field, but I know he understands that when you're on the field, the linemen have to hear you. The wide receivers that are positioned out, they have to hear you, and I think he does a pretty good job of doing that. There was, I believe, one false start issue, and that might have been because of an anticipated pass rush situation, but it wasn't for the lack of the guys not hearing him. So. He's one way, off the field and as he presents himself publicly, but I think on the field, I think he's loud and clear enough to get the job done. There was another early commitment that we made, outside of Trey Nicholson, to have those two back there catching punts and returning kickoffs. And, I guess the debut of each of them, the first one, Darius, dropped the ball and on the first kickoff, but responded back well. Dominique, there's the style of punting that there's a few end over punts, and you want guys to be aggressive and go run and get it, but when the ball's going end over, and you're running and it hits the ground, and there's some judgment issues there that as a first time college game guy, I think he made some good decisions, even though. The balls were placed, a couple of them were placed where they were. You like those nice high spiral kicks where you can get under them. But, I thought he did a nice job. And I think what you'll see, and you saw it with Darius on the one punt return, is that's what they've been doing in practice a lot of times against, good on good coverage. And so we'll continue to keep them out there, keep trying to find schemes or whatever it is that we can come up with to help them, utilize their speed, because they're fast players with athletic ability. And, so we're going to keep trying to, I know Coach Poindexter and Coach Brown are going to keep trying to find ways to utilize them in every kicking aspect that there is. All the fifth-year guys outside of maybe Matt Snyder were guys that I had to have a meeting with and just go over the expectations that I had for them, in the classroom, in the community, and on the field. But I would say that, Max hadn't played a lot of games last year, and, has done everything in the classroom, no negative issues with him, off the field. And I guess deep down he was probably one of the guys that, that I knew that the type of young man that he was, and the things that he exhibited, during the spring and over the summer, that he would be one in the mix. So it's good to have an experienced guy back. And when he got into the running back situation, Max is also a tailback, also not just a fullback or the F for the H position. So he provided a lot of positions that he could play, and so him coming back was definitely high on the list. What you see is a level of confidence in some of the younger players because their high school accomplishments speak to the fact that there's district champions, state champions, high school All-Americans, players of the year. And so there's a temperament and there's a belief about a we can do kind of belief. And I think with the older guys, like I said, none of our seniors have had an opportunity to do anything postseason. And so there's just a common thread just being run. Listen, we're going to take one game at a time. So the next thing, what we can control now is this game and how we execute and how we play. And I think that, there's always, when you first come in, young guy playing over an older guy, you look at it and you're like, I've been here for a while, I should be playing. But I think the type of team that we have, that young guy, old guy to make a difference, that guy's getting the job done. And I think if whether young guy or older guy can get it done, then the entire team reaps the benefits of someone's production. And so I think that's the difference right now with this team. Again, even being just one game into it, but I'd say we're a better team in terms of how our players deal with each other and how they've accepted and embraced some young guys and how the young guys have reached out for some older guys, for advice and for being those type of models and things like that. So I think we have a better team, and the chemistry inside the team is much better. But they're big and they're physical. I know that Kevin Wilson, the head coach there, came from Oklahoma, and he's got some ties to Northwestern, and their offense is, there's a little bit of the pistol offense with the back directly behind the quarterback. It's a very high tempo offense where they don't allow you to substitute, so they'll get to the line of scrimmage quickly, and then they'll check at the line and call their plays. There's a little bit of option aspects to what they do, and some two-back schemes there. There's some quarterback read plays. In the passing game. So it's an offense that I know that made Northwestern and Oklahoma successful, and I think Coach Wilson has brought that to them and is trying to get that implemented. Defensively, multiple fronts, 4-3, also a 3-3. So we'll see sort of almost like a 50 front where they cover the center up, and our defensive ends, they'll walk one of their D linemen off the ball and put them in the bubble, and they'll run stunts with them and blitzes and things like that. I know they have a linebacker, I believe Thomas, who's a returning second leading tackle on the team, very rugged player, good player. Their special teams, their field goal kicker kicked a 49-yard field goal, this past game. They have a young wide receiver, freshman wide receiver that's also the kickoff returner that returned, I think, a 29-yarder in this week's game. So, they're a young team like us, and you look at they're too deep, you look at their roster, and you hear, you watch the film, and you see a lot of true freshmen playing for them also. So I would see two teams that are very similar in having, youngsters and providing, depth and hopefully putting the balls in their hand to make plays happen. So, I would imagine that this is their first home game, and that they're anxious to get back on track here. So we're excited about the challenge that's presented to us, as Jeff said, about our first away game. And what kind of team are we? How can we play on the road, and just how can we get better? The improvement from this first game to this game.